Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick custom on this old Matchbox Ford Galaxy police car. I found it in a large collection I purchased. Matchbox used the Ford Galaxy for two different models, the police car here and the fire chief model you see here. What Matchbox did not use this car for was an army car, and that's what we're going to make from this model today. I was super fortunate this car has its original red light dome. Someone in earlier years must have dropped the car on the dome and thus caused it to punch through the windshield plastic that was holding it in. This is great for me because this act pushed the dome into the car and preserved it for all this time. Most of these cars have their domes ground down from kids pushing the car upside down on rough surfaces. This car is all here, and though it looks a little worse for wear, these Matchbox cars are built like tanks, and restoring should not be a problem. So I've gone ahead and removed the paint and given it a light sanding with some steel wool. I then airbrushed dark sea green from Vallejo. This car has some really cool small details I want to be sure to hang on to, so I didn't use any primers. This will be okay, as I'll clear coat this car later with Tester's clear coat, and this will act as a durable surface that will protect the green paint. Once the paint is completely dried, I go ahead and apply the first coat of Tester's clear coat and let that dry too. I plan to use some water transfer decals from an old tank model I made several years ago, so let's see about applying some of them. To apply the decals, you're going to use some tweezers. These are constant close. You're going to need a brush, your transfer decals in water, and of course your model. Now what I like to do is take the brush and apply a small bit of water to the area that I'm going to apply the decal. You don't need a lot. Then using the tweezers, we're going to pull one of them out on the cardboard. So I chose to use the number 24 on the back. I don't think real military vehicles are necessarily numbered this way, but it's just for looks. And you can see that you just slide the decal off of the cardboard and onto the car. The next thing you'll do is take your brush and move the decal around where you'd like to have it. Now if you get too much water underneath the decal, it will float on top, and the surface tension of the water will keep it from going down and binding to the paint surface. So you do sometimes need to yank some of the water out. And that's what you can see me doing here, trying to get rid of some of the water. Once it's there, I like to use my finger or something else and kind of press down a little bit. I don't show that here, but that also gets it to really set and gets all the water out from underneath it so there's no bubbles. Okay, so we're going to now use a trick that a fellow customizer, Troy Grant, uses on his cars to take care of small details. This is a silver Sharpie, and what you do is you come into the place that you wish to detail, like in this case these door handles, and you just dab them lightly. Just like that. And as you can see, the car is detailed. Okay, I'll go ahead and use the same process on the back to detail the word Ford that was casted into the car, and also take care of the taillights. After I was done detailing the car and pretty much getting everything done, I then scratched the entire job and started over because I didn't like the way that the star looked. It's just way too big. So I ended up redoing the car and putting a smaller star on the hood. This to me made it look more in scale and made it look a lot better. But anyway, once I got back to the detailed portion of the car, on the second round, I then used Tester's clear coat to seal the car and all the details in. I didn't have to do very much to the base. I used a small stainless steel brush to clean off all of the oxidation, and then used some triple aught steel wool just to shine it up a little bit. These bases typically, to me, don't need to be as shiny as a Hot Wheels base. They're not as noticeable because they kind of go up into the car a lot more than Hot Wheels models do. As for the windshield, there wasn't a whole lot I could do. It had two small cracks that went all the way through, so no amount of sanding or work on that was going to fix that. So I went in and just lightly sanded and then used some rubbing compound to clean everything up and to get it as nice as I could. At that point, I went ahead and put the car back together, and what you see is the final product. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, it's at baremetalhw. So please come out there and check out the pictures. You get to see stuff as it's being made and also get to have some input on how it's done. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.